What's up, Barefoot Nation? Today I have an awesome video. We are going to be unboxing some plants. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as you can see, guys, this is from Wilson Bros, and they are out of Georgia. They package their plants pretty well. They have a little bit of tape, and then obviously, and then they also have their phytosanitary document, and that is actually really important. All right, guys, pause the video right now and drop a comment. What tree do you think it is? Now, don't cheat and look ahead. I'm very curious to read your comments. All right, let's go. Are you guys ready to see this? I have not opened this box yet. That is beautiful. So if you haven't guessed thus far, this is a type of southern magnolia. Specifically, it's a Bracken's Brown Beauty, which is as far as I know, the hardiest cultivar of southern magnolia. It doesn't grow anywhere near as big as a species southern magnolia, but what's cool is they already kind of have it tree formed already, but a little bit, just enough actually. But these things actually went on sale, and I couldn't help but grab it at that phenomenal price. I probably would wait until March normally to plant these, or April, kind of after the coldest part of winter has passed. But I do have an 8-foot tall frost cloth, which I can wrap this beautiful tree with. I don't think I've ever actually seen one of these growing in my area, so I have no idea how big this is gonna get. And I really don't know much about the tree because, again, I haven't seen it ever in my area. And what I'm hoping for this southern magnolia to do over time is basically to shield my house from a lot of the harsh south sun and western wind. So this is basically, that magnolia is basically going in the southwest corner of the, and I have zero idea how big this tree is gonna get in a cold zone 6A. Here you can see I'm kind of up against the fence and the house to some degree, and you can kind of get an idea of the amount of footprint that I'm going to be giving this tree. So it will have a decent amount of space. But again, my goal, if you watched my video about how to start gardening on a blank slate, my goal is to have a lush jungle style garden. So I want to space things properly, but I also want plants to be pretty full at maturity. And so you can see the other plant I got from Wilson Bros. What is this beautiful zone 6A hardy Camellia sasanqua. And basically what that means in English is that this shrub here is a fall blooming camellia. If you're not familiar with camellias, basically what they are, they're very common if you live in the southeastern United States, and they're very common in other areas that are kind of usually like zone 7 and warmer. So a nice warm temperate climate where the ground doesn't freeze. However, there are a series of camellias that have been bred specifically for cold hardiness because way back when in North Carolina, all of them froze to the ground or something in a really nasty freeze. That shrub I really stuck there because I wanted something outside my window, but what I really want is a Camellia sasanqua outside my window, and you can see that it's a beautiful kind of hot pink shade of flower. The buds are, and obviously these flowers are going to get a lot bigger with age, but it's a nice kind of double, you can't really see it all that well, but it's a nice double flowering form, and this is called Autumn Spirit. For those of you who live in cold climates where the ground freezes and you have all sorts of nasty winter temperatures, if you want to grow camellias, I think the fall blooming ones are going to be your best chance to get camellia flowers in a cold climate, because basically they will flower before the really nasty cold of winter hits, and so you're never going to have all those buds die off in winter. I've grown another zone 6 Camellia japonica, and maybe it wasn't in the right spot, but every single winter, regardless of how much snow you piled on top of it, those buds would die in spring. So if you like the leaves of camellias and you don't care about the flowers, then, you know, that's fine. You can grow whatever camellia you want. But these sasanqua types are going to be really good for cold zone 6 climates. So plants from Wilson Bros generally are usually loose in their containers, at least some. And this plant here, I'm not really trying to move it around all that much because I don't want to damage the roots. And so technically the best remedy for a plant that's not well rooted into its container is to plant it in the ground, but that's not always the case. Basically all that it needs is to mature a little bit more, but a company that's trying to, you know, growers want to turn over their stock as much as possible. The only problem is when you're paying top dollar for a plant that's not fully rooted into its container, that can be kind of frustrating. You can see here that all the cannas and the oleander are protected for the winter. This is turning a bit into a garden tour. You can also see that I ended up planting that camellia a little bit closer to the patio. So one of the things it's gonna do when it gets older is block the cannas, or kind of have like a separation between the Hedychium ginger and the canna mass planting. And also it's going to, again, kind of block or shade the house from that southern sun, which is going to help with cooling in the summertime. I also thought it would be cool to show you guys what it looks like planted. Now, I can't really see my screen too well. It's actually pretty sunny out, and please excuse the wind, but yeah, this is the Bracken's Brown Beauty planted. The thing you'll notice most is that after the plant has been in the ground for about a week or so, the day and night cycles, if you guys have seen those time-lapse videos of plants, basically it'll look kind of, basically the tree is going to orient itself after about a week of being in the ground. And I also just wanted to quickly showcase how impressed I am thus far with this Magnolia and its cold tolerance. I haven't sprayed any anti-transpirant. I haven't really protected it at all, except for a thin layer of mulch. That light from Lowe's doesn't work, they suck. A thin layer of mulch, and again, it's like you can see that the only thing that it has really is good sighting and a good microclimate, and these leaves are still perfect. I mean, I absolutely love this tree so far. Alright guys, so basically, just to sum up this whole video, I think Wilson Bros has a fantastic selection. If you're buying these plants so that they can get planted like soon after you get them, probably a good place to get plants from, especially again some kind of unique ones. But do keep in mind that basically the plant is not going to be fully rooted, and they're selling it out when it's a little bit too young. So I mean, as long as you keep those things in mind, it's great. Anyways guys, I've been rambling on a little bit too long. Stay tuned because I'm going to be uploading videos once a week, probably on Thursday. So that's something I'm pretty excited about. And yeah, so if you want to see more content just like this, be sure to smash that subscribe button and tap the bell. Can't forget about that little bell. And of course, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you've ordered from Wilson Bros, or let me know any experience you guys have with the Bracken's Brown Beauty, or really any Southern Magnolia cultivar for that matter. Also to the camellias. I'm curious if any of you guys in Zone 6 or colder have tried the Camellia japonica versus sasanqua thing. And anyway, alright y'all, I can't wait to see you on the next one.